there, guys. Welcome to day 14 of Learning from Home with Ms. Saavedra. I am Ms. Saavedra. Just as a quick reminder, 6163 are doing the novel study for The Giver, and 62 is doing the novel study for The Outsiders. Let's get into today's lesson. Today's lesson, we're going to focus on figurative language, two new types of figurative language. In this case, we're going to focus right now on a quick review of what is figurative language and the types that we've already seen. So, figurative language is writing or speech not meant to be taken literal. Writers use figurative language to express ideas in vivid or imaginative ways. For example, the apple of my eyes, or forever chasing rainbows. Those are some examples. Now let's take a look at some that we've already done and that we are familiar with. First up is metaphors and similes, in which we compare two things using as or like or not using as or like. Next type of figurative language is onomatopoeia, words whose sounds suggest a meaning. Then we have personification, giving human qualities to non-living things. Hyperbole, an extravagant exaggeration that can't possibly be true. We have alliteration, in which we repeat the consonant sound at the beginning of the word. And today we're going to take a look at idioms. An idiom is a phrase whose literal meaning is different from what is implied. Let me give you some examples of idioms. Idioms, I'm on the fence, means you can't decide. She's pulling your leg, means she's trying to trick you. That was a piece of cake, meaning that was easy. So here's some tips for identifying some idioms. Often the literal meaning is silly or does not make sense. Idioms are used as colorful ways to describe or explain something. The other type of figurative language that we're going to take a look at today is an assonance, which is the repetition of vowel sounds. Let's meet the cherry man at the sheep on the corner of the street. The repeated sound of the double E in this sentence makes it an assonance. So, how do we find these, or are there some examples that we've already seen in The Outsiders? The Outsiders, Hinton's novels, the protagonist uses similes to help the reader identify with his situation. Here's some examples. So I sat there like a dump on a log. Okay. When Ponyboy describes Derry as eyes that are like two pieces of pale blue-green ice, meaning they are sharp and cold. Authors use figurative language to get a message across that they necessarily can't do it without any other type of words. Let's look at some examples of idioms that are used in The Outsiders. Most idioms in The Outsiders are slang that the Pony Boy and the gang use. They also live in a different time period, so some of the customaries are from the 50s, right? Not necessarily things that we would use now. One very good example of an idiom is how Soda says that Pony Boy always has his nose in a book, meaning that he reads a lot. These are just some type of figurative language that the author uses to help us, the reader, understand the situation or the events that are happening. So for today, you're going to do fill in the blanks using the figurative language. There is one figurative language for each sentence. You have 10 sentences. So I am tasking you with reading the sentence and identifying the type of figurative language that it uses. I am going to share with you an extra guide sheet to help you with the definitions of the past figurative languages that we've looked at, and also with the figurative language that we looked at today, which was idioms and assonance. If you have any questions, remember you can reach out to me regarding your ELA work. If you have any questions regarding math, please reach out to Ms. Loesch. Any questions regarding science, reach out to Ms. Anderson. Any questions with social studies, please reach out to Ms. Rock. Remember, guys, to wash your hands, don't touch eyes, nose, or mouth. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay home.